Alrighty guys, real quick, let's talk brakes. In fact, this is a Caravan, but what I'm about to discuss apply to any vehicle. Alright, yeah, I'm getting ready to do front brakes and rear brakes on this vehicle. Y'all know when the brake pads get low, you should replace them. Alright, there should be a wear indicator on just about every brake pad that will scrub into this rotor and create an awful noise which will signal to you that it's time to service your brakes. Alright, now here's the deal. Here's what I'm a little upset about. The accessories I use, guys, is right here. All right, we're not going to use anti-seize on the brake sliding pin. These sliding pins right here, I got this out because I'm about to re-lube this. What I'm going to use is this Permatech synthetic brake parts lubricant. And this is what I put on the brake pads, especially considering the cheap brake pads that I got. We're going to go over that in a second. In fact, let's go over here now. Alrighty, here's the parts I got. Now, y'all recognize these brake parts right here. I don't know if y'all remember Valvoline. Okay, that is a tad bit lower quality than the actual Mopar. Okay, it's approved by Mopar. What approved by Mopar means is whoever they got to design, let's say these, B Pro Auto, whoever they got to design these, they just give them the specs in which they want the pads to be created from or about. All right, and they go by that. They follow the specs, and now you just won the contract. Okay, a lot of these companies is all about specs. A lot of these companies don't build or make parts. Okay, they simply sublet that out to parts builder, but they are giving instructions and specs to go by. Okay, so this is technically considered Mopar. All right, yeah, look at that, nice. These are the fronts. Okay, now notice on these pads right here, wear indicator that I was just talking about. Whew, I did get some hardware, yeah, but no wear indicator. So guys, you may have to keep an eye on your brake pads. Okay, good thing you got wheels that you can see through. I was wrong. Okay, they put it on one pad. I don't know if it's the inner and outer, but I'll find out. That wear indicator right there is designed to scrape into the rotor and create that noise. All right, so I was wrong. B Pro Auto / Mopar. Look, I did, however, get some Mopar brake fluid. Yeah. Now, what I'm going to do, technically, y'all know me in this. A lot of y'all don't agree with this. That's fine. This is what I use to saturate the pad to help keep them quiet. But this is really only needed for poor quality brake pads. Speaking of poor quality brake pads, this is what they got me for the rear. All right, we didn't have B Pro Auto or Mopar for the rear. So look, what's the name on this garbage? All right. CarQuest. Okay, now a lot of you guys use CarQuest. I've heard nothing bad about CarQuest. I'm going to use it because that's all we have. All right, now here's what I am a little disturbed about. These the CarQuest brake pads. Look here, guys. No wear indicator on either pad. Not only that, I didn't get no hardware kit. These have to slide inside of a channel. Okay, but does that mean I have to reuse the old channels? I got to clean it up and reuse it? I guess that is what that means. Now, on these cheap ass CarQuest, yeah, they get my patented Valvoline stop squeak. I know some of y'all panic when y'all see me do, oh my God, I can't believe he putting that on the face. That don't go on the face, stupid. Wait. I heard that video I did, I see some guys that have been doing this for 20 years dog me out about doing this. Yes, guys, this is supposed to soak. You don't have to do this. Let me put it out there. You don't have to do this. It's just what I do. Let that soak inside the brake pads before I put it on. Now, someone got called it snake oil salesman. All right. They sold it to us on the premises of you will not have any squeaking after you use it. I think it was designed to use if you have squeaking. Technically, you shouldn't have squeaking brakes after you replace new squeaking brake parts. This new rotor and these new pads should not need anything. Okay, but the way they sold it to us, and in some shops they require you to use it because they tired of comebacks. We simply do what we're required to do. I don't have to use this if I don't want to. If I'm using it, I'm obviously sold on it. In other words, I haven't had a brake job come back because of a squeaking noise. Was it because I used this? Perhaps. No, it's hard to say. But I'm using it. Y'all don't have to use it. Okay? Let that soak, baby. especially dealing with these CarQuest. Oh my goodness, I can't believe this. Now, as far as the other procedures that I use, these are the sliding pins. Guys, I'm using synthetic brake parts cleaner. Okay, you can use whatever you want. The ideal is to simply not go in dry. All right, yeah, we was using the typical anti-seize in the past, but they found something wrong with it. They found something with everything you do nowadays. So this is how I lube my sliding pin, just in case anybody is wondering. All right, and then I simply slide it back into the caliper brackets as such. See that? Yeah, you don't want that to be dry. As another brake tip I want to leave with you as far as this caliper, when you get ready to push this piston in, it has to be pressed inward, okay, in order for you to install the caliper on the new brake pads. I recommend that you use some air pressure. If you don't have air pressure, you're doing this at home, use a rag to clean around this boot. You don't want to be pushing trash that's surrounding on the boot back into the piston, okay? You just want to take your little air hose. Be careful with that dust, guys. That could be dangerous to your health. I just want to clean that dust off in preparation of pushing this piston back into this bore. Now we can use our special tool. If you don't have a special tool, guys, just use a huge pair of channel locks, and we can use the old brake pads to use to prop up right there. And all I'm going to do is position my tool in place and just turn until the piston go all the way back into the caliper's bore. That's all we're doing here. You don't, no need to think too hard, no need to panic, or look at that, just turn. See that piston going in nice and slow, and I'm not pushing any residual dust back in as well. It's not going to get inside the bore. I just don't want it trapped inside this boot. We want this boot to last the life of the caliper. See that? Slowly pushing that piston back in. Again, if you don't have this tool, just simply use a huge pair of channel locks. Once you get it all the way in to the point where it stops, now you can remove your tool in the old brake pads, and voila, you're now ready to install this caliper on your new set of brake pads. As you can see, I got the front brakes done. Okay, brand new rotor. These are Mopar quality. All right, brake pads, brand new rotor, caliper pushed in, all that good stuff. Got the complete, this is a Caravan, by the way, but remember, this applies to any car. All right, yeah, front brakes are done. Now to the rear. As far as the rear go, because this have the turn type piston, you will need a special tool. This is the tool that I use. It's a Mac. You simply find the heads that fit your caliper and put it in place like this, and you simply turn. Now I need both of my hands to turn this, but I want to drive that piston all the way in using my special tool. All right, new rotor in place. This is CarQuest pads and rotors, guys, so use them at your own risk. All right, guys, I gotta go.